Welcome to 5 Minute Friday, everybody, where we share our best tips and tricks to help you get just a little bit better every single week. And we are finally to the end of our 7 Habits of Highly Effective People series. This has been a ton of fun. I feel like we've hopefully shared some insightful things. If you haven't heard all of them, just go back and listen in order of 5 Minute Fridays, and you'll be able to go and listen to all of these and our takes on them. The last one is Sharpen the Saw. And before we get into this, I wanted to give a quote that I felt went in tandem with this. I believe it's in the book as well, if I'm remembering it right. But it's Abraham Lincoln. And I'm sure a lot of you have heard this, right? Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 sharpening the axe.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I thought you were going with don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Well, that too.
It's another famous one.
I think it's by Abe Lincoln because it has his picture next to it and it's on the internet. So I'm sure Abraham Lincoln said that.
He had to have.
He had to have. It was pretty smart.
Yeah.
How often, and my gosh, I'm so guilty of this. And I feel you're completely guilty of this too.
Okay.
Big time. Is where instead of sharpening the axe and preparing for the job at hand, just go headlong into it. You just start. You just go. And you don't do any planning. You just say, why are we always waiting? Just go. And then you're stuck with a dull axe. And you're not able to complete the task, or it just takes you a ton of time to get it done. Okay. Bite.
Yeah. All right. My struggle is different than yours.
Okay.
All right. Front end.
Mm-hmm.
I don't struggle as much to go in with a sharp axe on the front.
Yeah.
Rush in. I feel like I'm a little more plotting, methodical.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I'd echo it. Yeah. I can see that.
I struggle with the regular oil changes.
It's the middle, right?
It's the middle because I'm doing it. I'm working.
Yeah.
Don't bother me. My head's down. It was like what we were talking about last week where I'm like, get in there, just run. Let's go.
Yeah, right.
No, work harder.
Yeah.
And that's my answer a lot of times.
Yeah.
Work harder.
Yeah.
Suck it up. And like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
Why are you wasting your time on that little system build out? Or why are you wasting your time on all that? It's just like you're never going to get that time back.
Yeah.
Just put your head down and do it.
Yeah.
Those automations pay down.
Yeah, they do.
When you invest. And I mean, that's something we've experienced this in this last couple weeks with our team here. I'm challenging our team to find ways of implementing AI because I feel like 2025, right? It's the year of AI. Everybody's got it. Everybody's trying to do something with it. But I'm also putting them under deadline.
Yeah.
There's a side of that that's like, well, maybe you're overburdening. There's another side of that that's like, there's never a good time in my life to change the oil in my car. There's never a good time to get a haircut.
It's always slightly inconvenient. There's always a reason to not do it.
There's always just a reason not to do it. There's something else to do. And if you ignore it, what happens? The breakdown.
Yeah.
And then you got an emergency you're dealing with, and you got to do it. Mm-hmm. So it's like forcing your hand. And that's, to me, the mentality of not automating things, not leaning into new developments, not changing your processes.
Yeah.
The emergency's coming.
I'll lean back into more straight line what was talked about in the book, all right? Okay. Because I think all of that is accurate and totally, relevant to construction. But let's talk on the personal side for just a moment, right? When we're talking about these regular oil changes, are you eating well?
Mm-hmm.
Are you working out, running, walking, doing something active? Are you putting down the phone a little bit more? Maybe not scrolling on TikTok, RIP, if you still had it downloaded, or Instagram or any of these things. Are you taking the time to invest in your well-being and sharpen that saw? Because at the end of the day, if that saw gets dull, it affects everything else in your life. It affects your work. It affects your family relationships. It just affects how you feel day to day and your ability to, make it through the day without aches and pains and all sorts of stuff. Are you taking time to sharpen that saw too?
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, we can look at the work side for sure. And we can look at construction and say like, yeah, we need to slow down. We need to think for a second before we act. And then also like maybe have some waypoints to think and tweak and change and do the tune-ups and do what we need to do to make sure that we're not working with a dull saw. Dull saw. I can't say. You know what I mean? Dull saw. Yeah, man, like I think this applies to personal side as well. And I don't want to lose sight of that because in the construction industry, especially, you know, you get locked in on what you're doing. You forget to take care of yourself.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting. A lot of these workout bros,
Yeah.
you know, the gym bro, a lot of people that are kind of in that motivational, it's not motivational speaker anymore. It's like motivational influencer.
Yeah, right.
That they're like, I wake up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I wake up at 4:30 a.m. I wake up at 3:15 a.m. I don't sleep. And so they like, it's just ratchet up, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I wake up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm like, when do you go to bed?
Yeah,
Like, when
no, that's not enough. I'm sorry.
you know, it's funny when you look at workouts, how I wake up at 2 a.m. to go to the gym. One of the basics of working out and actually having that have a good impact is sleep.
Yeah.
Recovery.
It sounded like you just said that you wake up at 2 a.m. to go to the gym. You do not.
I do not.
You do not.
I do not. Once upon a time.
You probably would have thought that's the way to get ahead.
Once upon
Yeah.
a time, my thinking was more, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I said
Right.
that phrase a lot. I'll
Yeah.
sleep when I'm dead. I'll
Yeah.
rest when I'm dead. And like, I'm going to go. Well, guess what? Found the end of that. And it's eventually hacking away at that tree,
Yeah.
you know, sawing away at that tree with the saw that's not sharp. It burned me out.
Yeah.
And then you find the end, and then you go, oh crap, I need to change my tactics. Because why? The emergency came.
Yeah.
That comes personally. All you young people out here, like we are doing this show for young people that are either coming out of school, in school, like you're entering the industry, like you're the target.
Yeah.
We're here for everybody that wants to learn a little bit with us, but the give back is for that young segment. Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap of overwork. Now, work hard, put the time in, get in the seat, do the thing.
Yeah.
But don't fall into the trap of thinking that sleeping 4 hours a night is healthy. It's not healthy.
As you get older, you start to realize that very quick.
It will
It's
come
like,
to
I
roost.
can't sustain this.
It will come to roost.
You know, if you have kids eventually, if you don't, like age is an amazing thing.
It will age you.
Yep.
It will have an impact on you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to lower your inhibitions for your food intake.
Yeah.
It's going to have like, even if you're working out, your workouts are less effective. Like
Yeah.
you've got to do all of the right things. And that, yeah, I hear that, man. I mean, I've worked out for as long as I can remember because I just kind of I like exercising.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a chore for me. I just like doing it. It's part of the life.
Mm-hmm.
There are times that was completely ineffective in my life because I wasn't doing the other stuff right at all.
Yeah.
So
I guarantee you
Heard.
too, you were completely stressed out too.
yeah, like I'm
that,
working
like, when
out
you're-
and my anxiety levels are through the
when
roof.
you're not sleeping well, it also compounds your anxiety levels, your stress, all of these different things. It throws things out of whack. So listen, to all the people out there, if you do wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym, I'm not knocking you. If it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah,
right?
just get your sleep.
But just
Take care of
because you hear people saying that they can get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym doesn't mean that you should. I think everybody is different and you need to adapt to what you can do and make sure that you're sharpening the saw every single day. All right? Take that time for yourself. You need it. So with that, dude, we're through the 7 habits. Final thoughts? I love it.
Good words to live by. I think this is a reminder, do the fundamentals. You know?
Yeah.
I think it'll pay off.
Go read the book if you haven't already. This is just
Listen to it.
listen to it, read it, whatever. Like, this is scratching the surface of what is talked about there. It was recommended to me, and I just hadn't prioritized it. And I went through and I read it, and I was like, holy cow, yeah, this is good. Just good tenets for living well, I'll say, right? So there you have it, guys. With that, go build something awesome.